Welcome back to the show. What a great show, because we're talking about the arts in many different forms, and another great play to tell you about. And it's very exciting for my next guest because it's his first professional production. I am joined by Ron Davies, playwright and producer of Transitions. Welcome. Great to have you here, Ron.
Great to be here, Derek.
Tell me a little bit about your background as a playwright.
Well, after I graduated from university, I worked for 5 years in the professional theater as a stage manager at big theaters in Toronto and at the Stratford Festival.
Nice.
And then my career took another bend.
Okay.
But when I got to retirement age, I thought, I'll go back to writing creatively. And so I ended up doing what I'm doing now, which is writing plays.
Let's talk about Transitions. How would you describe this play?
It's a drama about 3 generations of family members: an ailing grandfather, a beleaguered mother, and a transgender teen who are, let's say, struggling to understand the life changes that the others face and to deal with their own.
Any inspiration behind this? Any sort of personal inspiration at all?
Well, a play doesn't come just from one source. It's a number of different things. But the teapot here was...
I was wondering about the teapot.
The teapot was sort of the grain of sand that started irritating the oyster. Let me put it that way. This is part of a tea service that was left to me by a dear departed aunt. And it's a lovely piece, Art Deco. It's silver plate, so it's not worth very much financially. And like most people nowadays, we don't have teas and we don't have time to polish the service. So I started thinking about, okay, when I get to the stage where I have to move into a smaller place, I won't be able to keep this pot.
Right.
But it means so much to me. It will be such an emotional trauma to have to just throw it away because nobody really wants it. So that started me thinking about how people react to change and the struggles that they have in accepting it.
You mentioned these 3 generations. Tell me about each of these characters and maybe a little bit about their, sort of their characteristics, if you will.
Well, the grandfather is 84 years old. He's suffering from Parkinson's disease. And he's going to have to leave the house that he has been in for 40 years. Maggie, his daughter, is caught in that sandwich generation, helping ailing parents at the same time as they're trying to deal with the problems of their children. And then her transgender son is, of course, has decided to change gender identity and is in the process of that transitioning that takes place. So they're all facing changes, but different kinds of changes.
Ron, I asked you in the green room, about the cast and crew, and then you reminded me right away, this is a Fringe Festival, Derek. There is no crew, but I wanted to talk about that specifically because this festival is so unique. I love that it is so different, and you're not going to find these types of plays in probably any other sort of environment than a Fringe Festival. What's it like, working in that kind of environment, Ron?
It's challenging, but it's very stimulating, I think, as well. You can do a production for a lower cost than it would cost you to put it on at Stratford or the NAC. But you also have to kind of scale back your ambitions a little bit.
Right.
Our director, Patrick Gauthier, sometimes says, well, if this were at Stratford, we would have this and this and this and this. So we rely on the audiences to supply their imagination and take the elements that are there and build a larger, more elaborate set out of it, if you like.
Yeah, what is the set like? Is it sort of a blank canvas and we just use our imagination, or is there some components?
No, we have different furniture pieces to indicate the different rooms, but essentially the emphasis of the play is not on the set, it's on the interaction between the characters and the actors that bring those characters to life.
It's already received some excellent recognition, Ron. This is an opportunity to toot your horn. I know we're Canadians, we don't like to do that, but you're welcome to do it. Tell me about the awards you've received so far.
Well, this play has won the 2023 Hamilton Fringe New Play Contest. It's also been recognized by the Canadian Playwriting Competition, the New Works of Merit in New York, and Pandora's Box in New Mexico or Arizona, I can't remember which. So it comes with some, I think these awards are stimulating, of course, and rewarding for me as a playwright, but it also helps other people to understand that this is a work that might well be worth seeing.
Yeah, and so with that in mind, Ron, moving ahead, can you see sort of taking this play to another level? Have you thought about that at all?
I would certainly like to, but I have a whole portfolio of other plays that I would like to take to another level too. So they have to fight it out between themselves, which are my favorite children.
How many plays do you have at the moment?
Well, I've written 3 full-length plays, 4 or 5 one-act plays, and 3 or 4 short plays, 10-minute plays.
Have you got the next one sort of top of mind of which one you would like to work with?
Well, I'm already working on 2 new plays.
Are you? Okay.
Yes.
So you're already in that moment. Yeah, I don't need to even ask you. Let's talk about where and when it's happening, because it is at Ottawa Fringe, but you have a specific run happening there, right?
That's right. The Fringe runs from the 15th to the 25th. We have this next Friday, the 16th, is our opening night at 8 p.m. And the other dates and times you can find on the Ottawa Fringe website.
Excellent.
They vary from day to day.
Yeah, and there's different categories. Actually, the website's set up so extremely well for people to easily find the different plays and sort of what their likes and dislikes are. Ron?
Our production is at the Arts Court Theatre, so it's one of the bigger venues for the Fringe.
Oh, terrific. Ron, congratulations on all the success so far. I really appreciate you spending time.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure for me,
And come back
Derek.
when you've got the next one ready,
I will.
okay? Okay,
I will,
terrific.
for sure.
I love it. Again, Transitions at Ottawa Fringe Festival. That is running from the 16th to the 24th. You can visit ottawafringe.com to find out more information, and transitionstheplay.ca as well.